Let's get the views now of architect and urban planner Jun Palafox on the incident and how we can better protect our historical sites. He was supposed to join us here in the studios, but is caught in traffic along EDSA due to the heavy rains. Thank you so much for joining us, architect. Wish you were here.
Yeah. Sorry I couldn't make it there. Traffic gridlock. Yeah.
So, architect, it is really very sad that such an important part of our history has been devastated and engulfed by a major fire. You just listened to the report previously from the Manila City engineer. From a private perspective, how long do you think it will take to test and assess the damage of this Manila Post Office debacle?
How long? Probably 3 to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's a wake-up call talaga because in fact, together with Public Works engineers, we were in the Senate after the Turkey Syria earthquake. And I said there, it's 90% less expensive to address the hazard before they become disasters. And buildings now should have been building audits, structural, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, fire protection, architectural, and interior. And I've been saying that, I think, the past 50 years already. I even wrote a book about it. Mm-hmm. And it's really a wake-up call.
Yes.
The old buildings now, even some building owners tell me it survived many earthquakes. And I tell them, compare it to a paper clip. You bend it once, it will not break. You bend it several times, it will break. Mm-hmm. And the former Army Navy Club, we are the architects in, dilapidated na, but we maintain the facade.
Right.
We just change the interior, the structural and all the interior, but we maintain the facade.
So architect, from what you see right now in the photographs of the devastation that hit the Manila Post Office, can this be rebuilt? Should it be condemned? Should it be demolished and just keep the structure and change everything within the building?
Yeah, just offhand, I think you can retain and retrofit the facade. The inside completely changed it.
How will you retrofit the facade, architect?
Yeah, just especially the columns. These are ionic columns, and this type of architecture, it was introduced by Daniel Burnham. He planned Manila 1905, City Beautiful Movement. And Filipino architects, Arellano and Mapua, together an American architect, they did that. So it's really a historical landmark that at least the facade should be preserved. The inside, the interior, you could even change the use with all, and maybe it may already be the wrong land use at the wrong place at the wrong time for a post office.
So, architect, if you were given the opportunity to work with the government and the private sector to transform once again this post office and to rebuild it and renovate it, how will you do it?
Yeah, we can work with government or other engineers and so on. As I said, nearby Luneta, the former Army Navy Club, we were able to redo it into a Rizal Park Hotel. So from Army Navy Club, it's now a hotel. But we respected the original facade. So I feel right now, of course I have to go to the site also with structural engineers and so on. I think we should maintain the facade. And then if there's a bigger area of the land, it can be like Manila Hotel. Maintain the old architecture and maybe a taller building behind.
So,
I think it can be done. There's enough technology now.
There's enough technology. Do we have the expertise? Do we have the manpower in the Philippines?
I think we have, sir. Even in my office now, we do artificial intelligence and 3D printer. It can be done.
All right.
But we have to all structural engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers. Also do technical study. What's the foundation and so on.
So, architect, we have the talent, we have the technology to rebuild and reinvigorate this Manila Post Office. How long will it take before we see it back in its former glory? testing, assessing, 6 months. How long will it take to plan, to put all the plans, the drawings together, and rebuild it? How long do you take overall?
I think it can be done 2.5 years. Yeah, can be done 2.5 years, sir.
2.5 years. And
Yeah.
according to the Manila City Hall, it has been insured for more than 600 million pesos. Do you think it will cost this much to rebuild it, or much, much more?
Yeah, we'll have to see how much gross floor area will be placed, and also the type of the building will still be the building type will still be post office or adaptive reuse, another use.
So when you say
Make-
say adaptive reuse and not bring back the Manila Post Office, are you saying then we should have a hotel? Because the Fullerton Hotel was a
Yes,
former
sir.
post office in Singapore, and it has boutiques, it has shops, it also has a
Yes, sir.
museum.
I've stayed there, and I think 25 years ago I said also that, although others said it also, Manila, the post office can be like converted into a hotel. In fact, the old City Hall of London, it's now a Marriott hotel, and I think even some prisons in Manhattan, they are now hotels, adaptive reuse.
Those plans definitely should come into consideration when planning the refurbishment and rehabilitation of the Manila Post
Yes,
Office.
sir.
But architect, briefly before we let you go, when it comes to historical buildings in the country, we have to be proactive, no, in preserving and protecting them. Which buildings, which existing historical buildings need to be rehabilitated before they're damaged like this Manila Post Office?
Yeah, I think as soon as possible now, we do building audits. Structural audit, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, sanitary engineering, fire protection, architectural audit, and interior audit. All buildings can be retrofitted, and even by design. And there are, if I may, we have designed buildings to last. We were instructed by clients elsewhere in the world, after the big earthquake in Kathmandu, to design the hospital, university, and 3 schools to last 1,000 years, 40 generations.
But the big question is here, architect, do we have the money? Does the government have the budget? And is it a priority amidst all the challenges we're facing right now in the country?
Yeah, I think it can be done. If you have a good plan, I think it's easy to raise funds, both from the government and the private sector. But we should look at different alternatives and maybe not get fixated and make it a post office, with all due respect to the other opinion. Maybe that could be a better site for a modern post office. And this could just be a historical landmark like Nelson Tower, the old airport in Makati, became a museum restaurant.
Architect and urban planner Jun Palafox, thank you so much for your insights.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the opportunity to share. Thank you, Rico. Thank you.